Hey everyone, and welcome to the McCurdy Outdoors YouTube channel. If you've clicked this video, you're probably here for one of two reasons. One, you're interested in a new Polaris RZR, but not sure which model to buy, and want real-world opinions on the turbo model. Or two, you're interested in a side-by-side, but not sure which manufacturer to go through. Anyway, stick around, and I'll give you my 2 cents on my 2018 Polaris RZR XP Turbo. First and foremost, in this video I'm going to cover my opinion based off my experience with the machine and go over what I consider good and what I categorize as needing improvement. On to the review. I bought my machine new in February of 2018 at Edge Performance Motorsports in Ontario, Oregon. Price seems to depend on where you live more than anything. This same machine could be thousands more in California and thousands less in Tennessee. I believe I bought it at a good time though, before the RS1 and Turbo S released, and the flagship model was the RZR XP Turbo Dynamics, which I believe was going for about $26,000 MSRP at the time. But that basically lowered the price on the standard turbo models by thousands and brought it to a price I was comfortable with paying. Anyway, it's also worth noting you shouldn't be paying MSRP prices on any side-by-side, regardless of manufacturer. It's very similar to a car buying experience in which price is determined on how well you negotiate, current available offers, and your ability to walk away if the deal simply isn't there. Since buying, I've put roughly 80 hours and 1,500 miles on the chassis with no breakdowns. With that being said, reliability in my opinion is very good. This summer on a number of occasions I've been miles and miles away from the truck and civilization and always made it back. I'm not saying Polaris is perfect by any means, and you'll never have an issue. It just hasn't been the case for me. Alright, on to performance. There's not a whole lot I can say that hasn't been said a million times on YouTube. If you're looking for the total package of suspension, horsepower, and not willing to spend top dollar for the Turbo S or Maverick X3 XRS/XRC, this is your machine. With 168 ponies, 16 and 18 inches of travel front and rear, 64-inch wide stance, and a price point that's thousands less than the top models, you really can't go wrong. What led me to a turbocharged model was a noticeable horsepower difference at a high altitude in a naturally aspirated machine. This machine shines at higher elevations where non-turbocharged machines will lag behind. Also, not gonna lie, I like the put you in the back of your seat power that the machine is capable of. Other points that convinced me to stick with Polaris is the aftermarket accessory selection, which is endless. And that goes as far as aftermarket, OEM, everything combined. There's an endless selection of almost every piece on this machine. Fair warning, it'll hurt your wallet, but I think we all know that going into it. But you can truly make any RZRs you buy, quote, yours, end quote. The ease of maintenance. This machine is very easy to do routine maintenance on. This machine is well thought out to make any oil changes, the air filter is accessible, grease points, wheel bearings, everything's very easy to get to, and I appreciate that compared to some of the other models that make it, I wouldn't say very difficult, but it might be a little bit more challenging to do maintenance on. YouTube is your friend on basic maintenance and repair though. I do like the upright seating position with good visibility over the hood for every situation, and I overall like the cockpit fit and finish of the cab. It's very basic in a sense, but that makes washing and finding everything that much easier. I found the more complicated cabs are just a nightmare to clean for one, and there's so many nooks and crannies that it's not, I guess you can put stuff there, but it's not easily accessible, especially while the machine is moving and you're driving. So, I mean, I think that comes down to preference, but that's my preference. Alright, and now on to what I find needs improvement. I believe with how much power this machine produces, harnesses should come standard. I believe the RS1 and Turbo S are now coming equipped with this setup, but that's not to say that every RZR should come with at least a 4-point harness. On that note, stronger roll cages wouldn't be a bad thing either. I know a lot of people go aftermarket for strengths and looks, but overall safety should be everyone's top priority. The instrument panel. I know the 2019s have a changed instrument cluster attached to the steering column. Frankly, I wish my 2018 had this, but it's not a deal breaker. The 2018 models and older use the center digital display, and that's more than adequate enough for me. And now on to everyone's favorite topic, tires. There's really no reason the new turbo models shouldn't come with 30 or 32 inch tires standard. Now I say turbo, but honestly the whole XP lineup should go that way. The Bighorns. Great overall tire, but heavily dependent on where you ride. Plan on swapping them out to something else if you ride in the rocks, hard pack often, or even on the asphalt, because the tread life just doesn't last that long. It's a great tire, don't get me wrong. I run them in the winter when it's muddy and there's snow on the ground, but there are better options, and I'm not sure if it's just they have the contract with Polaris, or I don't really know how that works, but I wish they went to kind of what the Maverick X3 like they do. They have the same tire on all four corners, or even like the XRC with the Maxxis Liberties. Now, I think that'd be a great idea. But overall, I don't believe the negatives outweigh the positives. Everyone will have small gripes after a few hundred miles, and you'll know what you like and dislike. Yours could be completely different than mine, but that's just kind of the way it is. I'm hoping Polaris takes the beefier parts from the Turbo S and add them to the 64-inch models in the future. Now, I can't read the future, but I think that would be the best of both worlds for guys that they don't want the top flagship model machine, but they want the better components that Polaris is now offering. So that would be my hope, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so in closing, I appreciate the fact that I can unload the machine and be miles away soon after. I can take it where I wouldn't take my pickup and not get beat up or feel sore afterwards in the process. This is what I consider one of the best ways to explore the outdoors and get out in nature. It's also a great way to bring family and friends together and enjoy what the outdoors offer. Would I recommend this machine? Yes, of course I would. I'd honestly recommend any of the major manufacturers because it's getting to the point where they're so comparable and it comes down to buyer preference. Simple as that. The old Ford-Chevy debate is live and well in the side-by-side world. So, if you have any questions, please post them below and I'll get to them. This review was never intended to go over every detail of the machine. There's plenty of other YouTube videos that do that. The review was intended to give my honest opinions on my machine. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Please hit the thumbs up button if it helped you. Please hit the subscribe button below to catch my new videos. Subscribing is by far the best way to support my small channel. Anyway, this has been McCurdy Outdoors YouTube channel, and don't forget, the adventure awaits.